Hey guys, it's Mimi and I'm going to welcome you back to my YouTube channel. For those of you who haven't already subscribed, I'm going to ask you to do so now by clicking that button down below. And if you have subscribed or if you're just subscribing, click on the bell and you'll be able to be alerted when I upload new videos. Today's video is going to be about Poshmark and how I find success on Poshmark. So either earlier this week or late in last week, I was speaking with another local posher, a posher who lives here in Vegas with me. And she said, it seems like you're always going to the post office. How are you making so many sales and how do you get so many likes? Well, I think there are some ways that you can contribute to the likes, but please note that likes do not necessarily mean sales. Likes are sometimes someone's seen your product and they think it's really nice, or they may be interested somewhere down the line. It's something that they want to hold on to or keep in a basket, if you will, so that they can go back to it at a later time if they decide they want to purchase. I know oftentimes during my lunch break or during just a break at work or something, I might go to Posh and I'm not ready to make a purchase, but I see some things that I might like, and so I'll heart it or like it. So do not misconstrue. A like does not mean that there's a sale coming down the road. But a couple of tips, couple of things that I do or that I use by means of trying to figure out what works and what doesn't work. It is truly a learning curve, and it's going to be different, or it's a learning process, and it's going to be different for everyone. First, you want to determine who are you trying to attract. So I made the mistake in the beginning of buying things. Well, actually, most of the stuff would come from my closet or my daughter's closet, but I did buy a few things because I saw that other poshers were selling something, and I'm thinking, oh, okay, well, I got to buy that. Or, oh, okay, I want to invest in that because I want to do what they're doing. Couple of things. Determine who your audience is. Determine who you'd like to sell to. I know that the first thought is, I want to sell to everybody, duh. Yeah, I get that. But what I found is when I determine what who my audience is, and I have not fixed my closet the way I want it to be just yet, but it's getting there. When I determine who my audience is, I buy clothes that are most like that particular audience. So if I'm looking for someone who's trendy and contemporary and up on the newest trends or what have you, I have to think like them. And one of the tools that has been helpful is Poshmark has what's trending. You can use that, or you can just, look at some of the local advertisements, just figure out who you're trying to attract. And once you're starting to buy your product, determine what your markup is. Now, there are items that I've purchased because I have bought some things, and those items I determine, when I look at this, what would I spend on it? So if I buy a necklace for 20 bucks, what is the most that if I saw this, I would spend on it? Am I willing to spend $50 on this necklace? And if the answer is no for myself, then I have to consider that there may be someone else who's not willing to spend that much money. So it might not be a good purchase. So that's something else you want to consider and think about. Also, your photos. If you look at any YouTube video or talk to any posher, they say photos matter, and they absolutely do. I don't have all the greatest photos on my in my closet. I do try my best to find the item. So if I have something in my closet, I will find the item, specifically if it's new. I'll find the item online. I'll put in the product code or where I purchased it or where I think I purchased it, because some of the items in my closet, I've had them for a while, but I go out and I look for the item, and then I will use the item, the picture that is the stock photo that's online. But in addition to the stock photo, if it's an item that has been opened, or if it's jeans or something, I'll try to do a flat lay or something so you can see that I have the actual product available to you. Some people don't like flat lays, and a flat lay is just something like if you have a shirt, you just lay it flat on the floor. I use flat lays. I have a mannequin, so you know, I just do what makes sense to me at that moment. You don't necessarily have to go and invest in like a great camera. I personally use my Samsung S7. I probably need to get a new phone, but yeah, so my phone takes great photos. Just be careful with your lighting. Make sure you have, I think natural light works best, but if you have artificial light, just make sure that you're lighting the product very well so that the potential buyer will see the product and be interested in what you have. What you don't want to happen is for you to, and I actually have a pair of pants out there now that's a little wrinkly, and I keep saying, go and put a new picture up, go put a new picture up. But I do have some pictures up, but some of the ones are not the best pictures. Anywho, make sure that your product looks presentable, because just think, when you go somewhere, are you going to want to buy a pair of jeans that are all crunched up and wrinkly and what have you? So think about that. Image matters. Again, you don't have to make any huge investments. And one of the things that I found is people, and myself included, I add pieces to my products. So if I'm selling a pair of Miss Me jeans, I actually have some Miss Me jeans on my page. I have a couple pair of Miss Me jeans on my page or in my closet. So if I'm selling Miss Me jeans, I may want to pair it with a nice top, or maybe not the Miss Me jeans, maybe some other brand of jeans or shorts or what have you. Pair it with a nice top and maybe some jewelry, but be careful not to indulge in the extras, because people become a little confused. And I know that once I had a leatherette jacket out there, and so what happened was I paired it with this chain and this belt chain, and the person was interested in the belt chain. So make sure that whatever you pair it with, you're willing to let go of. I did. I kind of regret that I sold it, but because I really like that chain belt and I can't find another one. But just be careful. Whatever you're posting, make sure you're willing to part with it, because people will inquire about other items that you have. And the good thing is, if you have a really nice blouse that you're wanting to sell, and you have some really nice pants or shorts, leggings or what have you that you want to sell, pair them together. And then that way, when you're posting for the leggings and someone inquires about the shirt, you can let them know that they can bundle that and they have both items, and you've increased your sales. Make sure that you also create an area, not necessarily an entire room or office or what have you, but create an area where you do your packing and shipping. It makes it easier and it makes it more efficient. What I've done is, right now we're in transition. So I sold my old house, my new house is not ready. So we're renting, and it's really hard because a lot of the items that I already have posted are in boxes. So I'm like, oh, I got to go through this box, that box. So a couple of things. I know I'm jumping around, but that also leads to making sure you have your product inventoried well and in a place that you'll be able to get to it quickly. So if someone inquires, I had a dress posted and someone inquired, who is that by? Well, I happened to be out and about at the time that she made the inquiry. So I told her I'd let her know once I got in. It was actually already on the page. I didn't even think about it, but I had to go through boxes to get to the dress to be able to tell her who the maker of the dress was. I really could have just looked at my page. But long story short, make sure that you have your product in such a way that you can easily access it, and make sure that you're able to easily put together the shipping, because I think that some of this should be fun. And if you're finding that it's not fun, you will probably, sorry, I got a call. If you find that it's not fun, you will probably not invest in it as much as you should or could, which will also impact your sales. Make sure that you maintain a momentum, if you will. Excuse me. You have to have at least 100 items. I would recommend anywhere from 150 to 200 items in your closet, because the more items that you have, the more, it seems to me, the more people that will come to your page, because they see that you have varied product and they're interested in learning about what you have available. And they, I've had lots of people say, oh, I love your closet. And that is what you have, a nice setup. You have your closet set up very well, and you have great product. People will continue to visit and share, which leads me to sharing. You want to make sure you share. I've heard people say that sharing is not the key. I find differently. When I share, I find that people tend to share back. And so in sharing back, I have new eyes on my product. That is exactly what I want. I want people who haven't seen it to see it, because possibly they may be looking for that same type of item. So make sure that you're sharing. And community shares are unbelievably helpful when you're trying to get your product out, because when you share, people will share yours. But do not depend on community shares alone. You have to share your closet. It is recommended that you share your entire closet at least twice a day. I am so bad with that. I share the items that I like most, which is one reason why it's important to buy items that you are even attracted to, or that are much like you, because you will have the desire of sharing those items more. I probably share my entire closet maybe once every couple of days, but you should share your own items multiple times throughout the day if possible. Make sure you, I said this before, you're creating an inventory system that you're able to keep up with. So, if you can, I know some people pre-bag their items and put like an inventory number on it. Well, before we moved, I had all my items on shelves in my laundry room, because my laundry room was expensive. Some people have their items hung up. Doesn't matter what your system is, but make sure it works for you. So not to lose items, or, not know where items are when people are inquiring or if people purchase. Make sure that you are not distracted by other people's success. I found that in the beginning, I kept seeing what other people were doing, and I'm like, oh, she's selling all this stuff. Oh, these are the items that she's selling a lot of jewelry, so I'm going to invest in some jewelry. Then I see somebody else who's selling a lot of Lululemon. I'm like, oh, I'm going to invest in Lululemon. So I did. That did not work for me. Find what works for you, and do not be distracted by the success of others, because it'll throw you off your game and you will not be able to be as successful as you want to be. Long story short, find what works for you. Now, I hope this video was helpful. If you have any additional questions, or if you want me to do any other types of videos, just let me know. I appreciate you. I'm happy, I'm healthy, I'm prosperous. And all of this is because I live in positivity. You have a great day, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.